Hi everyone, it's Killshot99 Gaming. This is Playdead Live. This is the Crypt. We got Arc, we got MIR, and this is a long standing rivalry. It's always good when these teams get together because one thing I'll tell you is, they go back and forth. They're usually super close games, but they always do a lot of planning and a lot of preparation for each other because they do want to beat each other. Let's not lie about that fact that MIR and Arc do like to beat one another, and each has had their fair share of beating the other team. So I'm super excited to be back with Faction Wars. You guys know that we have two of these. This week we've got Faction Wars Monday. We've got Wednesday, a big epic Vox versus Sly battle. And tonight, we didn't do the War Bundle tonight, but tonight we are actually doing 3 spinners because we've got some long overdue prizes to get out to all y'all. I know you're going to be fired up, and some of y'all qualify for some really good stuff. So before we get too far into it, though, I do have to make a very important announcement, right? I mean, where are my controls? Hold on now. There you go. Let's do that little design right there. All right, there we go. Now I got my controls back. We had something pretty important happen last week. And we got to celebrate it, right? So when we celebrate, I go big with these. We had a box event which was amazing, but I got to say a big happy birthday to Deadly Dimes. Big happy birthday shout out for you. And you guys know what we do around birthday time. We got to take care of the person who takes care of the other people, right? So let me get this party started with Deadly Dimes. Dimes. Is there anything better? Don't say steak. Don't say Prince. Is there anything better in this life than getting a birthday box on your birthday? Right? Is there anything you can think of that's better than that? I'm gonna give myself a little 999 heart emoji. So I'm going to give you that shout out because you deserve it. I think you do a tremendous job as well. So big. Where did she disappear? Did she leave? Did Tammy pop in and say I'm out of here? Where are you? Yeah, I don't know. Dinner might be burning. Oh, there. Okay, there you are. Yeah, thank you for showing back up when I'm celebrating your birthday. Appreciate that. Yeah, it just took her a while. Well, Dimes, big thank you. I know the box event was tremendous. I can't wait to see even more of those box events. So, like I said, yes, right? What what is Valar Valar with all these like cryptic things like happy birthday, Tammy. This is not your gift. you crack me up, Valar. All right. All right, well I can't wait to see what her gift is. That message. Just it's funny to me. All right. Well, awesome stuff. We had a good time giving her happy birthday shout outs last week. And hey, look, holy cow, even Bones, who's not supposed to be here because she's supposed to be somewhere else, is dual celebrating. Look at that. Bones like, I'm out celebrating, but I had to come in and wish you a happy birthday. I can't, I have a microphone. Believe me, if you got me on mute, I guarantee you, nobody in your family is watching. All right. Thank you so much. I'm going to give you guys a little 999 faces. Kel, big happy birthday to Dimes as well. All right. Awesome stuff. She's like, I had to sneak away. I had to sneak away to tell you happy birthday. Appreciate all of you guys. And I know Tammy appreciates you guys as well. We're going to set her up for a box. And who knows, she might win something else. So let me take you guys down to the standings. We do have a game to get to and a couple other things. So here it is. We got Vox. Vox had a nail biter with Ark last week. Super, super close game. Very controversial. But Ark got that win. Ark 2-0. Vox at 2-1. The reason Vox is ahead of them in the standings, they're not in first place, is because of the point differential. They played more games. MIR got on the winning track last week. They got a big, big win as well. MIR 1-2, trying to get that win tonight against Ark. And then we got Sly playing Vox Wednesday night, which is going to be a classic as well. So I'm going to do a couple things before we get to the other spins. I am going to do the sliver sacrifice because the way this works is I do the spin, and if your team members do not have those grenades in their inventory, you better get them transferred over. Get them messaged really quick. So here we go, everybody. Little sliver sacrifice spin for everybody. Let's see what type of grenade it's going to be between MIR and Ark. Spin that wheel. It is snowstorm. It is a snowstorm. All right. we know. Yeah. That's what it is. When Ark comes to town, they bring the frost, don't they? All right. So you know what you got to do to keep those slivers alive. So there's probably a mad dash right now. Do you have snowstorm? Do you have snow? Who's got snowstorms? All right. Now, we got about 7 more minutes before we get into this. So I'm going to do 3 more rolls. I do have to explain some of these rolls, though, because we got a money tree. We got It's Good to Be King. And we got a very special one, which was a 250,000 transaction in 1 year. In 1 year on the portal. All right. Ron, are you here with us? Can you tell us what time it is? Because we're going to do it 3 times tonight. And also, I got to remind you guys, midnight tonight, check the shop. Also, midnight tonight, the fishing scores get reset. I might be doing some late night fishing because I think Valar needs a challenge. So you got till midnight, and then the scores reset. We start over fresh. All right, Ron says it's spin time. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to spin the money tree. So if you're on the money tree, this is your chance to get 260. I see Gemstone in the house. Happy birthday to my soul sister from a different mister. Deadly. She didn't say that, but you get it. All right. Thank you so much, Gemstone. Appreciate that as well. Happy birthdays. Never get old. Super chat it up. We got Tammy on the board. All right, here we go. This is for 260 kills tokens, everybody. 260 kills tokens. Good luck. Come on, spin that wheel. Who's going to get the money, money, money? Oh, no. Oh, no. It's Bones. It's Bones. Bones. Did you leave? Are you still in the bathroom? I don't know. She won, and she's not even here. Oh, look. She's like, yes, I showed up, and I won. Congratulations, Bones. Big, 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 big money. All right. Now, the next spin we're going to do is a 250,000 bundle. All right. Now, the people here, let me explain this. I got Julia up there. Julia's not on the spinner wheel. Here's why. The night we were trying to get 250,000 transactions, Julia was fishing. She bought the last 100 items on the auction house. And we gave her a $250 cash prize for 250. How cool was that, right? It was intense. Several of you guys were working. You were getting it done. Julia did a little extra. But I didn't want to forget the people who are also making that push. Kel, JJ, Dimes, Craven, Ron, Crimson, Valar, and Busy. All of y'all were pushing really, really hard to get there. So tonight is for a free bundle. We're doing a bundle Wednesday night. So if you win this roll, your bundle is free Wednesday, right? Pretty cool. Now, if you're on that wheel and you're here, give me a 999. I just want to see who's here as well. You don't have to be here to get it, but I just want to see, because if somebody wins and they're in the house, it's always a little more cool, right? I set this bad boy up just for y'all, so let's see. Everybody's got an equal chance of winning. Spin that wheel. Good luck to everybody. All right, this is for a free bundle Wednesday night. That's some value. All right, it is going to be Deadly Dimes, well, look at that, the birthday girl. You know, this is too cool. Bones popped in. She wasn't supposed to be here. She won. Dimes on her birthday celebration. Dimes won. All right. Congratulations, Dimes. And again, thank you, Tammy, and the rest of y'all for really, really making that epic push. All right, I got one more giveaway. Now, you might not have known how cool this is. So all the people that have these tickets, tell me a little bit about It's Good to Be. Are you guys having fun with the It's Good to Be King? I mean, you log in, you fish for 20 or 30 minutes, you get your ticket, and then some of you fish a little bit longer. But isn't that a cool contest to get these tickets? It's pretty awesome. So you can see the amount of times your name is up there is the amount of King tickets that you had. So you see Julia's up there 5 times. I'm up there 5 times. Dimes is up there 5 times. Craven's up there 3 times. So this wheel is how many times you qualified. And newsflash, we will start this over next weekend. So you get a chance, jump in, get your 1,000 points. It's easy. It's easy to get 1,000. All right, here you go. This is for a $50 PDL credit and a Gavel's Globe. Good luck to everybody. It's good to be king. And you know what? I bet after tonight, I bet we'll have a few more people trying to get this next time. Let's spin this wheel and see who's getting a $50 credit and a Gavel's Globe. Come on, come on, come on, Kills. Come on, Kills. No, 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 that's not Kills. Son of a gun. It was almost. It was almost on my name. It is Julia. Congratulations, Julia. All right. If you guys want to be on this wheel spinner, Julia, $50 credit and also a Gavel's. I thought it was going to land on my name. It was close. Y'all saw it slowing down, right? It was close. But she had 5 tickets in there, so her odds were definitely pretty good. So big, big congratulations. And we will do this again. If you guys had a good time doing it, we will. And don't forget, you also get King Bowser's in there, which is super, super cool. All right. Now, if you are Shaman, Sheila, Valar, Julia, Jim, Justice, Kel, JJ, or Lexicon, give me your pre-match buffs right now. All right, while you're giving me this pre-match buffs, because we want to start this game on time, remember timer's not challengeable, I'm going to go ahead and tell you where everybody is on the playing field. So we're down in the MIR Crypt. Going first is going to be Lexicon in the Rover Zone. Lexicon will be followed by Julia. Julia is the captain. She is in the Rover Zone. Julia is going to be followed by Kel. Kel is sieging. She is in the Tank Zone, and they chose the ship, not the tank. Kel will be followed by Valar. Valar is the sniper. She is in the DZ. Valar will be followed by JJ. JJ is the captain. She's also the sniper, and she's in the bomber zone. JJ followed by Shaman Sheila. Shaman Sheila in the Hell Zone, which is the DZ of the visitor. Shaman Sheila will be followed by Justice. Justice is in the Heaven Zone, and that is the home team. Justice will be followed by Gemstone. Gem is sieging, and she is also in the Tank Zone, everybody. Let's have a good time tonight. Valar is in the Bomber Zone. Is that not correct? All right. Julia challenging already. We haven't even started. Come on, Julia. We got a game to get to. All right. We've got Arc Sliver is worth 17 points. MIR Sliver is worth 15 points. And let's start the match out. Lexicon, 20-second timer starts now. All right, beats the timer. Lexicon going to get into Rover. Let's give a tire to Team MIR. After she gets into Rover, Negation Wand to get rid of Julia's Sleep Wand. Move to the Temple Steps. Negation Wand will take Air Wands off the board. After she moves to the Temple Steps, boss to Main Street with a seal. Lexicon playing boss in 1 with cap in 3. M7 Snowstorm to the wall. Sacrifice a Snowstorm to pump that sliver up to 3 rings, and Shaman Sheila is going to prevent that Snowstorm. All right, Rover's good. Negation Wand's good. Move to the Temple Steps. Boss, seal. Snowstorm stopped, and Sacrifice is good. Let's move on to the Assassin. Julia, 20-second timer starts now. Easily beats the timer. She's going to jump in the Rover. Once she jumps in the Rover, she's going to drive that Rover down to the tank zone. Right there beside Gemstone. After she does that, she's going to play Immortal Grendel to the haystack. All right, Emo Grendel. Play a seal, S8 Rapture to the wall. Sacrifice a Snowstorm to the sliver. All right, let's get that sacrifice. JJ says wait. Give Julia her seal and playing a Rapture. Mixing it up a little bit. Justice going to prevent it. Movement's good. Julia also gets a tire because she did jump in the Rover, so tires are 1-to-1. Tire, Grendel, seal, Rapture stopped, and a sacrifice. All done well within the timer. All right, let's kick it over to Kel. 20-second timer starts now. She does beat the timer. Kel going to jump in the ship and move to the DZ. And she's moving to their DZ. Let's make sure we get it right. Let's put her down here close to the forge so we know where she is. All right, also going to play Immortal Woodrow. This is Woodrow. And he is immortal, so he gets a seal. Max Spark Jim. Kel getting a seal as well. Max Spark will slow Jim down. Jen to the Watchtower. And Sliver ability to turn MIR Sliver up to 20 points. All right, Kel, where would you like to deal that damage? Player or wall? Go ahead and light that Watchtower. Raquel with a cannonball. All right, she's going to 10% damage to Grendel. All right, gets in the ship, moves to the DZ, Immortal Woodrow, Max Spark, Seal, and that Grendel is at 90% health. All right, let's go over to Valar. Valar, 20-second timer starts now. Beats the timer. Valar moving on down to the temple. Wicked Boss to their chest. Steal JJ's needle. No needle for you, JJ. The Holy Avenger. Their wall. Seal and Thrill and a Rapture. All right, move to the temple steps. Wicked Boss to their chest. Valar playing Wicked Boss in 1 would cap in 3. That would make MIR's boss minus 50 if it caps. Move to temple steps. Wicked Boss to the chest. Steal JJ's needle. Holy Avenger to wall. Seal and Thrill. M7. Rapture. And she's going to go MD8. All right, there can be no negative effects to the arc wall. So any snowstorms, anything that would affect their wall will not because of Holy Avenger. Mythic Sonar from Justice. All right, Mythic Sonar is going to nerf it. But it is a S8 Rapture with a Seal and Thrill. So it's still going to be a S6. And it'll eat up the mass destruction, but it's going to be a S6 Carnage. Question is, how much damage is an S6 Carnage going to do? More than a black block. Because that's still pretty good juice on it. So we get a black block, and we get 35% of a green block. I got 65 green remaining on that wall, 0.65. And they do get a teardrop. Been a little while since we've seen a Rapture grenade, but there's the teardrop. Speaking of JJ, let's go over to the captain. 20-second timer, JJ. Easily beats the timer. JJ says, I'm rolling up to the sniper zone over there beside that Grendel. And a Sleet Wand. And Wicked Boss to the side chest. All right. Wicked Boss is going to give Valar's Wicked Boss a minus 50 if it caps. Whoa, nice. Wicked Boss for a Wicked Boss. How you like that? JJ playing Wicked Boss in 1 with cap in 3. Also plays the Sleet Wand. Now, problem is, JJ, it fizzles. So you play the Sleet Wand, it counts as used. But the Holy Avenger means that there can be no negative effects on that wall. So Valar kind of beat you to the move. Going to drop a seal and thrill. Going to max spark Gem. Makes her disappear. And an S8 Rapture to the wall. Does the Rapture hit? All right, going to halt 3 times plus Mythic Sonar. Okay, now Gem disappears. Eclipse does not remove a player's seals or buffs. So Gem disappears. She avoids the max spark. S8 Rapture. Let's make it S5 Rapture and then take 25% off of it. With the Mythic Sonar. So that's going to cut it down to a S. She does add the Mass Destruction 8. So the difference is the halt. $35% less than the damage that Arc did. Takes down a black block. Well, 1 second, 1 second. I got to do the math here. So Arc was 1.35. I stand corrected. It is 0.47, which means when we double that up, it is 0.95. That means there is 5% of a black block remaining. It was 35%, almost identical attacks. The 3 halts does not finish off the black block. You have 5% of a black block remaining. That's crazy. Close. Kel going to add Intaglio to it. They do get the luxury of playing that. Let's bump it up. Intaglio will boost it. And that will take down the black block. And 20% of a green block. I got 80 green remaining. Team MIR. And you do get the teardrop. Good use by both teams. Nicely done. All right, let's go over to the Shaman. Sheila, 20-second timer starts now. Beats the timer easily. Thank you for that. She's going to go Needle to the Haystack. Shaman playing Needle in 1. We'll cap in round 2. Absorption with a Seal. To the Flame. And Mass Destruction. All right, so we're going to give her absorption. We're going to get rid of the Temple Flame. And she gets the needle. All good. Thank you for that, Shaman. All right, final move for Team MIR in round 1. Let's go to Justice. And we hope you're feeling better, Justice, from the DZ. 20-second timer. All right, Mortal Grendel to the haystack. Justice has an emo Grendel. So no effect on the needle. It's already out there. But now each team has an Immortal Grendel. Going to Max Spark Gem. That is the second Max Spark. Remember, she was eclipsed. But she comes back with that slow. So second Max Spark keeps her in place. Going to play a Seal and an Absorption. Sliver ability, pump up the sliver to 25. Julia says it hits. Grendel's good. Max Spark is good. Seal and Absorption. Let's get rid of that Navy Flame as well. All right, and final move for Team Arc. Jim, you got to move, but you can't move. 20-second timer starts now. Cannot get in the tank because you can't move. All right, so there's a lot to unpack here. All right, you are Max Spark, so you can't get in the tank, and you have no range on the wall. So because you have no range on the wall, you have to redirect the Maximon to a valid target. I'm going to give you the Mass Destruction. I'm going to give you the Seal, and I'll give you the Kang. Let me know what your new target's going to be. All right. No tank. Got a Mythic Kang. Mythic Kang could be worth 63. And JJ, she's going to target your Grendel with a Maximon. And it hits. All right, be a minus 15 to Maximon hits. It does blow up that Immortal Grendel. So equivalent to an S7 with Mass Destruction. And that is the end of round number 1, everybody. All right, at the end of round number 1, I'm going to give Shaman a Halo. I'm going to give Justice a Halo. DZ. 25-25. We're going to move Valar into the temple. We're going to move Lexicon into the temple. We're going to give each of them a blessing. Jim is no longer max spark, so we can remove the max spark. Kel and a DZ. We're going to give Kel a halo. Actually, DZ, I'm sorry, is not 25-25. It's actually 25-0. MIR has 25 because Kel is in the DZ. We're also going to dim that Dragonstone. Justice is the only person in his DZ. So we're going to give Angel Wings to JJ. Justice with some wings. Sliver. We're going to remove one of the sacrifices from MIR. And we're going to remove one of the sacrifices from Arc. Each has 2 remaining. MIR, 25 points in slivers. Arc, 17. 25-17. All right, let's go to round number 2. Lexicon from the temple, 20-second timer. Beats the timer. Colossal Kang. Possible 73. Pink Smoke, H9 Trex loaded to the wall, and Sliver ability. Sliver ability is going to pump that sliver up to 30 points. H9 Trex is going to take down 2 blocks. That's what Trex does. Green block and a green block, both off the board. Kang is good. Pink Smoke, H9 Trex, and Sliver ability, all good. All right, let's go over to Julia. Julia, you got 20-second timer from the tank zone. Blar going to play a Crypt Dragon to rebuild one of those green blocks. Crypt Dragon off the board. Hemlock, rebuild a green. So put 1 back. Julia beats the timer. She's going to move to her DZ. Going to play a red needle to the haystack. Put Julia down there in the DZ zone. Red needle. So that's 2 needles on the board. And they still have a Grendel in waiting. Going to play Vines to JJ, so there is no Dragon Smoke. No Dragon Smoke. S6 Maximon to the wall, MD8. All right, JJ, they're going to gold spark you, make you smaller. JJ lets the Maximon hit. Get a double smoke warning for Julia, since 2 were played. It's no penalty, but it is a warning. All right, movement is good. Red Needle's good. Vines to JJ. Vine's going to break JJ's seal. Also hit her for 10%. Got JJ's health at 90%. S6 Maximon to the wall with mass destruction. They're up to 32 MD. Let's deal some damage. Maximon going to remove 15 points. .65 of a green block. Take the .65. Take a green block, and we'll take 25% of a blue block. I got 75 blue remaining. All right, let's go over to Kel, 20 seconds from the DZ. Beats the timer easily. She's going to go ship to their bomber. Movement's good. She's going to play the Harvest Wand to get rid of a green block. Earth Wands are off the board. And so is that green block that Villar built back. Like what y'all are doing to each other here. Wait. Sorry. Remove the green block. I built it back for you, Kel. Sorry about that. Let's remove it. Now it's removed. Immortal Grendel to the haystack. So Kel playing Immortal Grendel. So we got another Grendel out there. Surrounded by Grendels. So Kel has an Emo Grendel, and Julia has an Emo Grendel. A little bit of Pet Repel. Sacrifice a Snowstorm. And Jen to the Watchtower. Light up Watchtower number 2. Kel, where do you want to deal that 10%? Person, pet, or wall? Same Grendel, knock it down to 80% health. Chipping away. Weaken it up a little bit. Movement, Wand, Grendel, Pet Repel, Gin Grenade, and Sacrifice. All good. All right. Let's go over to Villar from the Temple. Villar, 20 seconds. Beats the timer. Colossal Kang to her boss. Possible 73. Dragon Smoke, Maximon to the wall and sacrifice a Snowstorm. Maximon is good. Dragon Smoke. And the wall damage. We take down the blue block. Which is the wrong blue block. We take down the blue block, which is 0.75. And then we take down a full blue block. Let's go over to JJ. JJ, 20-second timer. Beats the timer. She's going to go Mythic Kang to the side chest. JJ, Mythic Kang could be worth 63. Heal and Seal, F5 monster to the wall, and pump up that sliver to 35. JJ is gold sparked this round, but she also has angel wings. 50% less from the gold spark, but 25% more from the angel wings. Julia hits her weight. It hits. Take JJ back up to 100% health. And they got a little mass destruction. So overall, we're looking at about a 16% nerf because of the gold spark. She gets, well, actually not, because she gets the bonus from the sniper zone. So the gold spark and the angel wings and the sniper bonus is going to balance it out. So she is going to get the full effect of the F5 monster to the wall. Blue block. 30% of a blue block. You got 70 blue remaining. So Arc with a full blue block, MIR with 1.7 left on the board. Before Shaman's turn, we're going to cap Shaman's Needle. Team Arc getting the first cap of the game, which is a 100-point needle. Shaman, 20-second timer starts now. Beats the timer. Shaman is going to DZ portal. Over there with Justice. Mythic Kang to Valar's boss. Mythic Kang could be 63 if it caps. Gold Spark Lexicon. Vines to Lexicon, Gas Blast to Lexicon, Sacrifice a Snowstorm, and Banish Wand Julia. Julia cannot be bumped out or launched this round. Lexicon cannot intervene the grenade to herself. JJ. Never mind. Never mind. It was to you. Sorry. Yep. Grenade was to JJ. All right. Vines to Lexicon, and then a Gas Blast to JJ. Okay. So a couple things are going to happen here. One, the intervene is going to prevent JJ from losing her seal. JJ did have a seal anyway. The vines will get rid of Lexicon seal. Sorry, I saw the vines to the seal and assumed the target was going there too. Since you were about 30 seconds late after I already addressed it. All right. DZ Portal. Mythic Kang. No, your captain already challenged it. Do you see 2 lines above your challenge where it says grenade is to me? Anyway, DZ Portal, Mythic Kang, Gold Spark to Lexicon, Vines to Lexicon, Gas Blast, Intervene, Sacrifice, and Banish 1. All done within the timer. Justice, 20-second timer. Colossal Kang to Main Street with a pet repel. Colossal Kang could be worth 73. Milo to the Watchtower, an MD8. Light at Watchtower, number 3. All good. All right, final move of round number 2, Gemstone, 20-second timer. You are free to move about the country. Does beat the timer. She's going to jump in the tank. Give Gemstone that cannonball. Going to move to the temple steps. Play Mythic Gideon. Minus 28. E3. And, sorry, Justice attack on the Watchtower is an E3 too. So, points given to Justice for that Milo. So we got Jump in the Tank, Move to Temple, Mythic Gideon, Max Spark Kel, and M7 Monster with Mass Destruction, and E2 is going to be redirected. Put a Max Spark on Kel to slow her down in the bomber zone. All right, Jim going to Judas it back. Double Judas. JJ. So again, it's M7 Monster. Make it a S9 Monster with Mass Destruction, and it hits. $32 Mass Destruction. We're going to make it equivalent to an S9. Grizzly. S9 Grizzly. Not quite a spade. Take the blue block off the board. We got a teardrop, which we haven't seen in a while, so that easily goes away. And then we get a red block, and then we get 20% of a red block. Got 80 red remaining, Team Arc. 1.8 red. Nice hit. Best grenade hit of the night so far. And that is the end of round number 2. Captains, give me your subs. At the end of round number 2, I'm going to remove a ring from Arc Sliver. I'm going to remove a ring from MIR Sliver. But I'm going to give MIR 35 points. I'm going to give Arc 17. Get a blessing for Valar. Blessing for Lexicon. Strawman, 0-0. We're going to give Julia Halo. We're going to give Justice a second Halo. We're going to give Shaman a second Halo. We're going to give Julia Devil Horns. And they're going to go to Valar. All right. Shaman heading out. Good job, Shaman. Pope coming in. Lexicon heading out. Zombie Moon coming in. All right. Pope or Dow or Pope or whoever. The zombie effect by Zombie Moon means you cannot target a watchtower with an attack because Zombie Moon spits beech nut in your eye. All right? You get beech nut in your eye, which means you cannot target a watchtower as a DZ player this round only. Okay? Make sure you got it. All right, the order is going to be as follows. Zombie Moon, Julia, Kel, Valar, JJ, Pope, Justice, and Jim. This is round number 3. So Zombie Moon's attack will be on Strawman. All right. Before Zombie Moon's turn, and Zombie Moon is going to attack, we are going to cap 146 points in Kangs for Team MIR. Cap the first boss. Flags are 1-0. All right, Zombie Moon's going to play a boss on Main Street in 3 with cap in 5. So we get the effect that happens, we get the boss that happens, and Julia, attack is going to like 2 strawmen. Do they both hit? Any prevention would only stop one of them. So do they light both strawmen? All right, does hit. So MIR, strawman number 1, strawman number 2, because it is round number 3. Remember, they recycle. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, before Julia's turn, actually, yes. Julia's turn, red needle caps. Giving Ark their second needle. Now, there are 2 Grendels out there, 1 by each team. So if they stay up, the next needle will die. All right, Julia, you're on the clock. 20-second timer starts now. Beats the timer. Going to go Gronk to Main Street Boss. And going to stack Main Street. All right, Gronk is going to take Zombie Moon's Boss down to 50% health. Max Spark to Kel. Kel, you are stuck in place. That's second Max Spark on you, so you can't move. Going to go Mirror Smoke to the Main Street Boss as well. Unforgiven loaded to Main Street Boss. Going to amp 3 their wall. That will have no effect on the grenade. It's wall only. And just in case you didn't see Julia play the Max Spark to Kel the first time, let me type it a second time. No, you can't double Max Sparker. So we got Gronk to Main Street, Boss to Main Street, Max Spark to Kel, Mirror Smoke to Main Street Boss, M7 Unforgiven to Main Street Boss with Amplify. Now, the Mirror Smoke is not resolved, but JJ did let it hit. So before the Mirror Smoke resolves, M7 Unforgiven is going to hit. And they will get the mass destruction bonus from it. So it is going to take Zombie Moon from Boss from 50% down to 23%. It's 32 mass destruction on that grenade. So that makes it equivalent to a monster grenade. So 27%, Zombie Moon is down to 23% after the Gronk grenade combo shot. All right, Kel, you can't move, but you get a move. 20-second timer starts now. Does beat the timer. We can play Radar to the Main Street Boss. Dust to Valar. All right, Radar is going to provide a seal. Mirror Smoke is still there, but there is a seal because of Radar. Jin to the Watchtower with MD8. And going to play Biogen to move at the end of her move after the Max Spark has resolved. Nicely done. Radar Dust, Jin to the Watchtower, and a Biogen. She will leave her boat behind. All right, going to light Watchtower number 4. And Kel, where do you want the Jin damage to go? All right, knocking Grendel down to 70%. Little by little. Good move. Last 2 moves. If you want to learn how to play Dead Live, look at Julia's move and look at Kel's move. Those are both high-end next-level moves. Gronk, Boss, pivoting to flip Main Street. And then you look at Kel coming right back, putting a seal on the Boss, nerfing one of her opponents, chipping away at Grendel, and a Biogen. Those 2 moves, you could screenshot them. They're both championship-level moves. All right, let's go over to Valar. before we go to Valar, we're going to cap your boss. And we're also going to give Ark 209 points in Kangs. So 209. Flag number 1 for Team Ark. And now that we've capped the boss, Valar, we're going to give you 20 seconds. Timer is up. First time we've not had the timer beat tonight. Every team has made the timer so far before this one. Nerf timer is also up. All right. So not only does she have Dust Smoke, she also has a Nerf as well. So Mythic Benny. Dropping a Pet Repel. Gold Spark to JJ again. It's what happens when you get those wings, JJ. An F5 Unicorn loaded to the boss with Sliver Ability. All right, Sliver Ability is going to give Ark up to 22. So, JJ, you got a F5 Unicorn after a Mythic Benny. So, Mythic Benny breaks that seal. Well, let me put it this way. All right, you say it hits. Mythic Benny breaks the seal. But the boss takes no damage. So the Unicorn hits and does get rid of the MIR smoke. So now the question is going to be, did that Unicorn, which the Unicorn will have no effect because it hits the boss, so doesn't take out any walls. F5 Unicorn with Mass Destruction. Now, the M7 that Julia threw did 27%. So the F5 that Valar threw with the same Mass Destruction is going to deal 19%. Moon's boss is at 4%. Not quite enough juice to get the job done. She is going to intalio it. All right, that is enough juice to get the job done. All right, intalio. Going to take Moon's boss off the board. We'll give Valar a Ruffled Feather. And now Julia's boss owns Main Street, which was cast in 3, would cap in 5. Ruffled Feather for Valar. JJ, let's kick it before JJ's turn, sorry. 63, Mythic Kang. We cap JJ's boss. Let's give MIR a second flag. They're leading flags 2-1. And JJ says, I got my turn ready. All right, so on JJ's turn, she's going to play Hendrix. Let's light up. Number 5, number 6, and number 7. That'll give MIR a second row, and they've got 7 total lit. Scold to Pope, binds to Pope. Gold Spark to Villar. Villar still has Dust Smoke. S6 Carnage to the wall, sacrifice a Snowstorm. I'll give her her sacrifice, kick it back up to 3. So, Julia, you got a Binds to Pope, Scold to Pope, and you got an S6 Carnage. JJ is Gold Sparked, but she is in the Sniper Zone, and she does have Angel Wings. Julia hits her wait. She says, wait. All right, we need to move. What are we waiting on? What are we going to do? What are we preventing? The Vines or the Carnage? All right, prevent the Vines. All right, going to prevent the Vines. Now, the reason they played the Vines because Pope has first turn gear absorption. So the Vines are there, which means the Scold is going to hit and take out the absorption. Now, JJ will get an absorption, but she doesn't deal any damage directly to Pope. Not enough. So they don't light the Watchtower with it. She does, however, get the S6 Carnage. And it'll be a balance between the Sniper Zone, the Gold Spark, the Angel Wings. That is a full blue block. So S6 Carnage. It's going to give you a full blue block. And the second blue block is going to give you 50%. So you got 50 blue remaining. Sorry, that was 70% of a blue block. You have 20% blue remaining. 20% blue remaining. Arc 1.8 red. MIR 0.2 blue. All right, let's go over to Pope. Pope, 20-second timer. Did not beat the timer. Did not beat the nerf timer. Did beat the nerf timer. Typed it as I was saying it. Did not beat the regular timer, though. So there's a timer penalty. Going to Talon Julia. to the rover zone. Right there beside Kel. She loses her rover. Gold Spark JJ again. And Navy to the Flame. Flame is a straw man because Pope cannot hit the temple. So we'll remove one of the strawman flames. All right, Talon's good. Gold Spark's good. Seal is good. And putting out one of the flames. Justice, 20-second timer starts now. Does not beat the timer. Did beat the nerf timer. Going to play Voyage as his legendary. Boss to the side chest. All right, we'll start with Boss. Let's put that Boss over there. Justice playing Boss in 3 with Cap in 5. Choke Smoke to Valar. Sacrifice a Snowstorm. They now have the maximum of 4. Not have any more than that. Jin to the Watchtower. I like Watchtower number 8. Where do you want the damage from the Jin to go? And Voyage. Justice. You're going to release a catapult. Are you going to target the person in the temple? Are you going to take out 2 blocks in 2 rounds? Or are you going to take a block, a Watchtower, and a straw man? So same Grendel, that Grendel's down to 60%. Let's give Justice a wave award as well. So 2 blocks and 2 turns. All right, he's going to catapult Valar. So Valar, they're going to knock you out of the temple. Put you in the no zone. You're going to lose your buffs because you are quashed and squashed. That's the effect of the catapult. Jim now has priority over the temple. She's still in temple steps. Valar going to play Dominari because you knocked her out of there, Justice. So no wave award for you. All right, Voyage is good, knocks Valar out, gets rid of her buffs. Boss to the side chest, Choke Smoke. F4, Jin to the Watchtower. And dealing it the damage. So all damage has been resolved and accounted for. All right, let's go to Gemstone. Final move of round 3. Gem, 20-second timer. All right, beats the timer. Jim says, I'm going to go ahead and move in. She was almost there anyway. Jim moving into the temple. Dark boss to their chest. Jim playing dark boss. In 3 would cap in 5. Could be worth a bonus 25. Grizzly to the wall, sacrifice, and going to amplify that wall. 6 charges of amplify with mass destruction. And a sacrifice. All right, so let's sacrifice a snowstorm to get the 3rd over there. And we're going to use the zombie prevention, which they get 1. Captain gets 1. All right, so that Grizzly, which probably would have taken out the rest of that wall, is shut down. All right, that is the end of round number 3. At the end of round number 3, I'm going to remove a blessing or a ring from each sliver. I'm going to give MIR 35 points. I'm going to give Ark 22. Gemstone, the only person inside the temple. Let's give her a blessing. Pope with a halo. Justice with the 3rd halo. Pope getting devil horns to Valar. Justice getting angel wings to JJ. Each bomber with a 50% boost. Strawman. 5 points for MIR. 0 for Ark. DZ 25-25. Got a good one. We got a good one. All right, let's go to round number 4. JJ. I'm sure we're going to attack because that's about all you can do this round. All right, going to attack. Now, Moon has to play Needle. So playing Needle will kill that Grendel. So Needle is devoured. Julius Grendel is off the board. Not good timing on this one, though. All right. Because that Rapture grenade. So Moon will take out 2 blocks with the attack. Like to see that Rapture gone, which would have made it even stronger. But Moon's still getting blue block, and underneath the Rapture is a red block. So 2 blocks still off the board. All right, let's go over to Julia. 20-second timer to the Assassin from the Rover Zone. Beats the timer. Gonna move over to her rover or to her bomber zone, which is not that far away. Euclid Kell to a boss. And a Colossal Kang to her boss. Colossal Kang could be worth 73. Pet Repel. Sliver ability. Kick it up to 27. An F5 unicorn to the wall with mass destruction is going to get rid of that wall. So movement's good. Euclid is good. Colossal Kang is good. Pet Repel is good. Sliver ability is good. And a gold bar for Julia. And let's reset the wall. Julia going to play Chromica. And we will skip Kel and we will go straight over to Valar, 20-second timer. Barely beat the timer. Valar going to move into the temple. So we got Valar and Jem with control of the temple. Going to play Needle to the Haystack. Drop a seal. All right, and also, hold on. Valar, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to change your grenade. Here's why. I did not update the board after Julia's unicorn ability. So the unicorn also removes a black block. I did not remove the black block, so give me 1 second. So black block removed and a teardrop. So that's the same thing as a rapture right there. All right. So they're starting out with the green block. Now, here's why I did that, because I didn't put it on the screen properly. Now, JJ, you've got a F4 Grizzly grenade instead of a Grinch grenade. Does it hit or wait? And Valar amping the wall up to 9. All right, JJ says wait. So that's going to be an F4 Grizzly grenade with 32 mass destruction and 9 amplify. Kel going to play Immortal Blue. First blue of the game. And Valar also has the 50%. She's got the Dust Smoke and the Devil Horns, which will balance each other. All right, so Immortal Blue to Valar. Valar is going to take 40% damage from the Immortal Blue, which will take her down to 60% health. Also, Needle to the Haystack. Valar plays Needle. It immediately gets eaten by Justice Grendel. So all Grendels are off the board, but Valar has no Needle. Valar going to play Max Absorption to keep her health. All right. Movement's good. Needle gets rid of the Grendel, but she doesn't get a Needle. She plays a seal that is not resolved yet. Grenade is stopped. All right. Good job, everybody. Let's go over to JJ. JJ, 20-second timer starts now. Beats the timer easily. JJ says, we ain't done with our Grendel supply yet. Gold Grendel to the haystack. MIR now controlling the haystacks. And it is a gold variety. Seal and Thrill with a blue spark. She has a seal, so we'll give her the Thrill. Blue Spark's going to get rid of that gold spark finally. Nice, JJ back to full power. F4 monster to the wall. I'm going to sap Valar. A lot of good abilities used tonight. So Valar, your next attack is going to be half rage. All right, going to use Immortal Blue. JJ going to max absorb it 2. She said, I ain't taking that damage. Gold Grendel's good. She already has a seal. She would have had another one if it resolves. Blue Spark gets rid of the gold spark, monster grenade, and it is shut down. And JJ was going to be at full power. All right, let's go over to Pope. 20-second timer, Pope. No restrictions on attacks via zombie any longer. We have Pope, Justice, and Gemstone. Beats the timer. Mythic Kang to the boss on Main Street. Could be worth 63 if that boss caps. Navy to the Straw Man and Dragon Smoke. And thank you for remembering that because I did not put Kel's dimming of the Dragonstone up there. So good catch by Ark, even though it wasn't on the board. So we got Mythic Kang, Max Seal. Who is the Max Seal going to? All right. Seals is not in the list of targeting, luckily. Just pulling up the old rules in case you guys are wondering. Who is the Max Seal going to? Pope. And JJ, does it hit? Sliver ability is going to pump Arc Sliver up to 32. You guys hear me? Pope, captains. All right, Max Seal. Pope already has the seal, but just in case. Mythic Kang is good. Max Seal, Navy to Straw Man, and Dragon Smoke. So JJ, does it hit? Does hit. Let's put out that Straw Man. And there we go. Justice, final move of the first half for Team MIR, 20 seconds. Wow, he's quick. Look at that. Sorry, I'm not going to do a that's what she said joke. Daryl will, because I know he's watching. Mythic Needle to the haystack. And because they have the Grendel control, he can play that needle. So we got a needle played by Justice. in 4 with cap in 5, and it is mythic. Going to play a thrill. F5 Gen Grenade. Cannot play Max Absorb. But you can play Amplify. Max Absorb, don't worry about it. But Amplify is good. Max Absorb was played as a DI if you take damage off a DI. All right. Otherwise, it moves pretty good. Mythic Needle. Thrill. Gen Grenade to the Watchtower. And that is going to light Watchtower number 9. So let's give Justice a 9 award. 25 points. Pope going to Glacier the wall. That means Mir's wall is, or Ark's wall is frozen. If it takes damage the next turn, it'll take double damage, JJ. All right. Where's that 10% damage going, Justice? Jim going to Dominari Justice again. That's twice Justice would have had PCP points, and he got double Dominari'd. All right, going to take that damage to the wall. So we'll cut that wall down to 70% red. 2.7. All right, final move of the first half, Gemstone. 20 seconds. Gold Orbital with Dragon Smoke. All right, Gold Orbital we're going to put right there. Gold Orbital could potentially be 19 points. Dragon Smoke will fizzle because there's not a valid target for it. Both of the Dragon Stones that were affected are lit. Sliver ability, pump that up to 37 for Team Arc. And F5 Grizzly loaded to the wall is going to hit. So I got F5 Grizzly, 32 mass destruction, and Amplify. And the wall is frozen, JJ. It's going to deal double the damage. So it is going to be a bigger hit because of the Glacier. Green and green. Blue and blue. 4-bagger. Just like that. Another big hit on the wall from Gemstone. And that is the end of the first half. Captains, give me your subs. We will give Gemstone and Valar a dual blessing. Strawman 0-0. DZ. Pope with a halo. Justice with a 4th halo. DZ's 25-25. Pope heading out. Dow coming in. Pope leaving with a couple of blessings. At the end of the round, we've got Ark losing one of their sliver rings, MIR losing one of theirs, MIR with 2 left. We've got MIR getting 35 points, Ark 37. Ark strong comeback with the slivers. We will add the sentry guns. Both team unlocked them. MPC coming in for the zombie. Another epic performance by Zombie Moon. You got to see the beach nut tonight. MPC coming into the rover zone. Should have the Cardinal coming into the O zone, I think. JJ, correct? Kel is no longer Euclid. Now here's why. That effect wears off. At the end of the round, there's a reset. So it was played at the end of the round. The effect wears off. She goes back to her initial zone. Lingering smokes are gone. Put Villar there. Julia heading back to her zone. Justice, elevation. It cost you a pet repel and a seal. Jim losing her tank. Give JJ her angel wings. All right, we should have the map reset. Order is going to be as follows. MPC, Julia, Kel, Villar with half rage this turn. JJ, Dow, Justice, Jim, the Cardinal, and Busy. All right, let's start out with MPC, a.k.a. Kel. 20-second timer starts now. Beat the timer. All right, so we got MPC, move to the temple. Also going to morb for a second. Class ability, morb to which class? I'm assuming tank. Talon JJ to the temple. Drop seal, S8 Grizzly loaded to the wall. Julia hits her weight. Captains, when you read it, do me a favor, just speed it up just a little bit. We're losing a little bit of time waiting on the moves to be read out before the captains are deciding what to do. Does hit. S8 Grizzly loaded to the wall. 2.7. 24 mass destruction. $2.7 left on the board. Red block. Does have amplify, red block, and 10% of a red block. I got 60 red remaining, a little bit more than half a block, Team MIR. That'd have been JJ. She would have taken the wall out with the angel wings for sure. All right, the start of Julia's turn, we're going to cap. 136 points in Kangs. They managed to flip Main Street, which was huge. So flags are now tied up. Two to two. 20-second timer, Julia. Beats the timer. Going to Kimuri to the O-zone over beside Busy. Talon Jim to the temple. Since temple's already occupied, you can Talon Jim to the temple steps. Max Seal over to Dow. H9 Unforgiven to the wall with Zulu Ignite. And going to put Plague on JJ. JJ, no smokes or potions on your turn. First Plague. Used by Team Arc. And it is a Unforgiven grenade. So JJ, you cannot prevent it with a player prevention. So she's going to use Immortal Blue. Second blue of the game. And Julia, that will, she's going to max absorb it to keep her seal. All right, Kimuri's good. Talon is good. Max seal to Dow. Unforgiven is shut down. And a Plague to JJ. Kel, you are no longer a boss. You got a 20-second timer, and you are in your own tank zone. Hell's going to move over to their tank zone. Colossal Kang to their boss. 73 if it caps. Absorption, max seal to JJ. Sure, he had a seal, but that will fizzle. Inferno to the Straw Man and Amplify. Charging that up a little bit more and lighten up the first straw man. Movement's good, Kang is good, Absorption, Max Seal, Inferno to straw man, and amping it up. All by Kel. Let's go over to Valar, and Valar, you have half rage. 20-second timer starts now. Timer is up. Did not beat the timer. Valar going to move over to the sniper zone. Thraxis, give her a +3 next round in Dragon Storm. Max Seal over to Busy. Going to prevent the grenade. Going to plague Justice. The second plague. Justice can use no smokes, no potions. 2 plagues off the board. Colossal Gideon. -38. All right, movement's good. Thraxis is good. Pet is good. Max Seal is good. Grenade is shut down by MPC. JJ, no smokes, no potions. 20-second timer. Did not beat it. Did not beat the nerf timer either. Did beat the 25-point timer. Only second missed timer for MIR tonight. So she's going to move to the sniper zone. JJ and Valar. Side by side in the sniper zones. Activate 6s for a block and play mags. Mags comes into play with the seal as well. So we got a Woodrow defensive and a Mags offensive, which should take 2 blocks next turn. It's kind of like howl, but it's howl. How are you? All right. Gonna play sixes. How about JJ getting the gold bar with no Dominaris left? Oh, and the sixes. Let's rebuild it and give MIR their wall. All right, and then we got M7. Monster to the wall, prevented by Dow. So movement's good. Sixes for the win. Mags is in play. Monster stopped. And gonna howl Valar to slow her down a little bit, down to 19 seconds. Now, JJ does get a... All right, Julia. I am going to go back because JJ's monster grenade should only be a monster. So do you want to prevent the attack? Remember, she can play no smokes and no potions. So that attack should be a monster, not a S7 monster. Does it hit? Or do you want to prevent it? All right. So JJ, do you know what just happened, right? You were plagued, so you couldn't play a potion. So she's going to choose to let that grenade hit. All right, so we got a regular monster grenade with 50% boost to it, no rage boost, but it is going to make it equivalent to, yes, you still have the S7. It's going to deal double the damage of a monster because of their mass destruction, the amplify, and the fact she's got 2 angel wings and a sniper zone. But there's no juice on it. So we're going to give you a black block and a green block. Would have hit pretty good had that juice been allowed. So good plague by Arc. Justice is still plagued. JJ is not. All right, let's go over to Dow. 20-second timer to Dow from the DZ. Dow, Justice, Jim, Cardinal, and Busy. Beats the timer. Dow going to put some Torment on the Cardinal. Got the Cardinal targeted already. Going to sacrifice Snowstorm. Get a second ring up there. Vines to MPC, Gas Blast to MPC, and a red needle to the haystack. All right. And he already played the Torment, so he does get the double smoke warning. All right, JJ. So there are no vines. So he's throwing the Gas Blast to MPC. Hits or no? All right, that move leaves a little to be desired. So we've got Red Needle. Red Needle is going to be gobbled up by JJ's Grendel. So Grendel's off the board. but Dow gets no needle play. Vines can't be played because he played Torment. So the Gas Blast is just going to break the seal. Torment Snowstorm, Gas Blast, Seal Breaker, and Red Needle, Grendel fodder. All right, start of Justice turn. We're going to cap this needle. MIR, only one needle behind. Got ourselves a game. Justice, 20-second timer starts now. Justice says, give me some Thraxus. I need that E3 next round. Going to Plague Jim. So Justice can't use smokes or potions, but he can play Plague on Jim, so Jim cannot use smokes or potions. First Plague. Team MIR. And going to blaze that Straw Man. Light up Straw Man number 2. All right, let's go to Gemstone. 20-second timer, who is now plagued. Beat the timer. Jim's going to move into the temple. Mythic Needle. Needle can now be played. So Jim playing Needle in 5 would cap in 6. Also, I'm going to cap Justice Boss. Last round, Justice did cap. And Jim's Boss capped. So, $73-point Kang for MIR and flag number 3. And Art got flag number 3. Looks like flags are going to be even this game. All right, back to Jim's move. Movement's good. Mythic Needle. Not sure what MPC is. I'm going to Rage Tonic Trex, which all right. So again, this one is going to kind of waste the Rapture because Trex is going to get rid of 2 blocks. Sometimes the map just works out that way. So Trex is going to be a 2-block hit regardless. So blue block and a red block. And Plague going to go over to the Cardinal. That is the final Plague for Team Arc. You get 3. You can't use them in the final round. So Cardinal can use no smokes, no potions, and he'll be tormented. All right, let's go to Cardinal. 20-second timer to the Cardinal. That makes sense. The NPC was because she was going to target NPC with Torment, but had to remove the smoke, so that's fine. Get into the turret, which is good. Needle to the haystack. Cardinal playing Needle in 5 with cap in 6. Can't play the Seal and Thrill. So no smoke, but can play the Rage Tonic. Monster loaded and Sliver ability to pump that Sliver up to 40. Dow going to play Larvy's Lance to cut it in half. So what we have is a Monster Grenade with Rage and a turret bonus of 3. No Thrill from the Seal and Thrill. So we're going to get a S 1.5 and half the damage of Monster. It's going to give you a green block. But green block's better than none. So because he Larvae Lance didn't cut it in half. All right, final move of round number 6. Busy Bee, 20-second timer. Arc making good use of those 3 plagues. Huge. Busy going to jump into turret. Turn to a Priestess. Red Needle to the haystack. Arc controlling the haystacks all of a sudden. Needle in 5 with cap in 6. Gonna send Torment over to Kel. Summoning Grenade to the wall. Summon Mythic Orbital. MD8. Put their mass destruction up to 40. And Ignite. Chad going to prevent it, so we don't summon anything. All right, turret's good. Priestess is good. Needle is good. Torment is good. Summoning Grenade never happens because of the prevention. And that is the end of round number 5. We got 1 round to go, and it's called Dragon Storm. So let's give Gemstone a blessing, and let's give MPC a blessing. Strawman, 10 points for MIR, 0 for Arc. DZ, Dow, and Justice running it like a boss. 25-25. Julia in the Ozone. Siege Award for Julia. Occupy Award, sorry. 150 point Occupy for Julia and a Bronze Star. Kel. Sieging the Tank Zone. Siege Award for Kel. And a Bronze Star. All right, let's get a roll for Dragonstorm. We also got Slivers, MIR, 40 points. Arc, 37. Ark losing a ring, and MIR losing a ring. Four-sided die, see how we do with Dragonstorm. Let's refresh it so we can see the dice. It is E1, not a huge boost. Only a minor boost. All right, Kel, kick it over to you, MPC. 20-second timer. All right, beats the timer. Faust to JJ. Seal and Thrill, H9 Unforgiven, loaded to the wall. Immortal Blue, second blue of the game by Julia. She had a couple in the bag. Shutting it down. And actually, hold up, Julia. Kel is tormented. Sorry, never mind. That's MPC. See what happened? All right. Immortal Blue. MPC, take 40%, down to 60. Julia, are you going to keep that same move? Yes or no? All right. So Mortal Blue hits MPC, 60% health. Julia was on the clock. She's going to go Jin Shi. Give that multiplier across the board. Going to play Kruger, Torment JJ. JJ up there with all the buffs. Blue Spark, Unicorn loaded. Going to sap JJ. Cut her rage in half. JJ says, wait. So that's going to be a F5, F6 Unicorn. MPC going to prevent the Kruger. And Immortal Blue to stop the grenade. Final Immortal of the game. And it will break Julia's seal from the ozone. All right. So Jin Shi's good. Kruger would have gotten rid of one of the watchtowers. It's prevented by MPC. All the buffs there are going to be stopped by Immortal Blue, JJ's final blue of the game. And going to sap JJ to cut her rage in half. All right, let's go over to Kel, who is tormented. 20-second timer. Missed a timer by 10 seconds so far. She did beat the nerf timer. All right. Jin Shi is fine. Movement to the temple steps is fine. Colossal Watcher is fine. Sap is not fine because you have to peel the Torment, which is a half-turn ability. So, no sap. The other moves will go through. Movement, pet, peel, attack, but no activated ability. Peeling's not free. Colossal Watcher. Put that right there. It's 30 points. Julia says, wait. Using gold blue. Gold blue will break Kel's absorption. She still has her seal. Valar, you have a bonus 3 rage from Thraxus. You have a Dragon Storm, so you're starting out with E4. 20-second timer, Valar. E4, 2 Devil Horns, and in the sniper zone. All right. Also, JJ says, wait, before JJ's turn, JJ actually capped the sniper zone as well. So JJ has spent 5 rounds in the sniper zone. So JJ gets a bronze star. I need to add that to her total. Okay. Now, back to the move. Kruger, Blackout Wand. Blackout Wand, there'll be no DZ points this round. H9 Unforgiven to the wall, Symbiote Dragon from Napoleon. So the grenade hits, right, JJ? Because it's going to be awfully damn painful. Torment to Justice. Yeah, you can't prevent the grenade. All right. So, Immortal Sonar. That's why we don't challenge before the end of the move. All right, so she's playing her Immortal Sonar. And they're going to intervene the Kruger. All right, so the Kruger does not hit, but the Sonar is going to nerf that attack. H9 Unforgiven. Now the Sonar is going to take a portion of the mass destruction. But there's still going to be 15 mass destruction added to the attack. Valar's damage gets a 50% boost because of the horn. She gets the boost from the sniper zone. Anyway, the Immortal Sonar is not going to stop it from taking the 2.6 blocks needed. Valar with a gold bar. And let's reset it. Art getting wall number 2. All right, at the start of JJ's turn, Mags is going to steal 2 blocks. Julia, anything for either one of those blocks, yay or nay? Busy will prevent 1. All right, so JJ, Mags is going to steal one of those 2 blocks. Take a blue off the board. All right. JJ, 20-second timer. All right, gonna move her Torment over to Dow. And Insomnia. All right. So that'll take it from a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Insomnia will make it a S10. But JJ was also sapped, which will JJ is going to knock it down to an F5 because of the sap. F5 Unforgiven, and then a Mythic Sonar. Then we add our Angel Wings to it, which will boost it 25%. So it's going to be equivalent to an F5 Spade Grenade after your buffs are added. So F5 Spade, we are going to give you a blue block and a blue block. Double blue blocks, even after the nerfs, because of your power. Let's go over to Dow, who is now tormented. 20-second timer, Dow. Dow going to move in range of the wall. Peel Torment. All right. Dow will get no mass destruction. And he used double abilities, which is a symbiote and a mass destruction. So he gets a warning for a double ability, but he can't use either one of them. He does peel the Torment. Can't prevent the grenade because it's Unforgiven. So it's a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, S13 Spade Grenade equivalent. So I'm assuming it has to hit. I don't think there's anything else. There's no more sonars, right? JJ, it's an Unforgiven. All right, hits and Intaglio. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, S15. Spade Grenade from Dow. Black, green, green, and blue. And that is the end of an epic battle. Great job, MIR. Great job, Ark. We stop it right there. First half of the game pretty fast. We bogged down a little bit, but still, I liked it. I think it was a good back and forth game. We don't finish, so we don't get the final awards. A couple needles on the board. But good job. I think both you guys should congratulate both teams for a game very, very well played. Probably the best game we've had so far in this young season. All right, what we will do, though, we're going to count the rest of the blessings that are there. And they are going to help both teams. Check this out. We got Team MIR. 3 blessings. So, MIR, I'm taking y'all down to 1, 2, and 3. Ark, you've got 5. Taking y'all down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We've got a couple needles, like I said, were left on the board. We got MIR able to get all the watchtowers. That is a nice bonus. 100 bonus points and 225. That's going to make up for a lot of wall. That's like an extra wall right there. So I got a feeling it's going to come down to the wire. How about DZ points? Justice with 100 PCP DZ. Shaman and Pope splitting 25 each, so Shaman and Pope getting 50. All right, well, everybody buckle up because it was a good match. There are no losers tonight. There's only one team that might have played a little bit better than the other team. I'll be back in about 5 minutes, and I'll give you guys your grand totals. All right, everybody, we are back, and we do have a really, really good game. Different ways people went about their business tonight. And the big question is, did MIR defend at home and get to 2-2 and get a hot streak, or did ARC hold on the road? So we're going to give you a breakdown of how tonight's match went. We'll start out with the flag game. MIR playing at home. ARC shifted their strategy. They were able to break out Gronk. When they did that, they flipped Main Street, and they were able to split the flags, which on the road, not a bad thing. So 600-600. Wall game. Little slow sledding in the beginning, but ARC found a way to get their mass destructions in there, which they do. They have some tricky ways of getting it. They added some amplify, so they maximized those grenade hits. They had a few more grenade hits than MIR, but they were dealing a lot more damage because of all that mass destruction. Overall, ARC had a complete wall advantage, and of course they got the gold bars with them, 850 to 550, so there's a 300-point advantage. ARC, pretty good shape this point. Strawman, maybe missed opportunity. MIR able to get the Strawman, but it was only 15-0, so kind of inconsequential. Because ARC was able to flip the flag game, they also opened up the door to get a few more Kangs out there. ARC's Kang game was strong tonight, 348 to 282. So close. There, one additional Kang, Team ARC. Needles, good Grendel play by both teams. I enjoyed watching the back and forth. ARC able to get one additional needle tonight. 200 points in needles to 100 points in needles. So slight advantage there. ARC able to pull away a little bit. We get to Siege and Occupy. Both teams able to get something here, but we had ARC with 150 points. Also, MIR with 150 points because JJ got 50 from the sniper and Kel got the Siege. So that evened it up. The advantage, though, was with the Bronze Star, and we'll get to that in a little bit, MIR got an extra Bronze Star there. Watchtowers, no contest here. MIR, great on the Watchtowers tonight and managed to get the full bonus. They got 325 to 0. Remember that wall advantage ARC had? It's gone. MIR wiped it out with the Watchtowers. Now we got ourselves a game. DZ was 100 to 100, and Timers was minus 30. So before we get to PCP, this is how close the game was. ARC 2218, MIR 2092. We got ourselves a 100-point game. But let's get to the PCP DZ. We had ARC, 2 gold bars, a feather, a cannonball, tire, 2 horns. ARC learned their lesson before with giving up too many of those horns, too many of the angel wings, so they split it up tonight. They had 50 points in the PCP DZ and 25 for a total of 300 PCP points. Could MIR catch them or surpass it? Well, MIR had a gold bar. MIR had cannonball, tire, 2 wings. They had 2 of their things that were Dominaried, but they had 100 points in the PCP DZ by Justice, and they also had 2 Bronze Stars. So MIR able to get 300 points in the PCP. It's tied. So ARC still with a 100-point advantage. We got to get to the extras. Did MIR get enough extras to pull this game out at home? Well, I'm going to tell you. The Sliver game. ARC, 130 points in Sliver. MIR 170. That means MIR is within 60 points. The other extras. We had ARC with a Dark Boss, Chromica, Gold Orbital. But they had minus 50 points with the Wicked Boss. MIR right back in it. But ARC also had a Wicked Boss. They played Mythic Gideon, Colossal Gideon, and MIR had a Milo, but ARC had 3 Maximons. So the extras, MIR actually had a +4 after the negatives. ARC had a +149. So congratulations, ARC, on the road in a close one, 26-67 to 23-96. Them people at MIR are getting better and better every week. The champs came into town, and MIR within a couple hundred points. The game is getting close. So congratulations, Team Arc. But a great job, Team MIR. And I'm telling y'all, don't blink your eyes because MIR is back. And back with a vengeance. So great job to both teams. Good sliver game, good Grendels, good legendary play. Arc just a couple moves better. Strong on the walls and able to flip Main Street. So nicely done. All right, congratulations, both teams. Remember, tonight is Fishing Reset at midnight. And who's excited about the midnight shop and seeing Afia? All right, we'll see Cosmic Afia in less than 1 hour, everybody. Great night, and we'll see you soon. Peace.